Well, the Cullens have a lot of things in common, things that they agree on, but they're very, very different, and they've kind of come together each for their own reasons. You have Carlisle, sort of the rock of the family, who's just a great person.
As a vampire, he has pure compassion for everyone.
And then Esme, of course, they're a family because she loves everyone so much.
All that warmth and all her love and all her passion when she became a vampire just became even more palpable and potent.
Then you have Rosalie, who doesn't like what she is, but she's going to be better than anyone else anyway, because that's what she does. And Emmett, who just is along for the ride, enjoys anything that life throws at him. So if he's going to be a vampire, okay, he's going to have fun with it.
There are a few characters that have abilities beyond the normal strength and speed and agility that the vampires have.
For the most part, it's mental abilities. It's not so much, you know, shooting fireballs out of your hand, but it's the ability to have extra perceptions that other people don't have.
I'm Alice.
Oh, I wish she was real. I would love to have a best friend like that.
She brought with her premonitions, so she can see the future, which is awesome.
She uses it to help save her brother's love and to help the family.
If you had an Alice, you had to have a Jasper, because she needed someone special and different to complete who she was.
Jasper's ability is to calm, especially when you have a house full of vampires that are trying not to eat humans and they're going to school with humans. It can raise a lot of those animalistic tendencies. And so what Jasper's ability is to calm that.
It all sort of came together like this is how it was supposed to be. Who's he? Oh, Edward.
Edward can actually read people's thoughts as a vampire.
I'm just fascinated with him as a character because he doesn't see how special he is. He thinks of himself as this horrible monster, and yet he is beautiful, and he is interesting and intelligent and brilliant.
He was turned into a vampire by Carlisle, who he's now kind of adopted as his father. He doesn't see what the point of his life is at all in this vampire state.
Dr. Carlisle, it's hard, you know, for him because he's changed these people into vampires, but he's done it in a way where it was in a way to save them.
Carlisle still thinks that even if you're turned into a vampire, you still essentially have a soul, which is against the general myth of what a vampire is supposed to do. And so you can still have some kind of enlightened existence.
Who are you?
The group that James travels with, they're more eclectic than the Cullens.
I don't really think of them as bad vampires. I think of them as your average vampire. They don't think anything of killing a human because that's how they live.
We thirst for human blood. That's what we have to eat in order to survive. Whereas the Cullens are slightly more evolved. They've learned how to sustain themselves off of animals, which pretty much makes them vegetarians. We're not vegetarians. We're carnivores.
And they're permanent residents where we just go all over the world and wherever we need to go.
The nomadic vampires are frustrated by the Cullens because they're not embracing who and what they are. They're abstaining.
Here's this group of vampires who are maintaining these human confines, these mortal societal rules, and it's very strange to the three of us.
We'll go now. James.
It's the very simple notion of treating vampirism as a blessing versus a curse. The Cullens are treating it as a curse, but one that they've learned to manage. And if they live in a group where they can sort of monitor one another, there's a way that they can do it, and do it well.
We're so much stronger than them because we choose not to be that. And because we choose not to be that, then we almost become human beings that are immortal.
We do go against the grain. We've really learned to subdue our hunger.
We're kind of the the freaks of the vampire world, if you will.
Every other vampire in the world is looking at us like we're trying to be something that we're not, that we're fighting something. And I think in a lot of ways it's true.
Whether you want to be rebellious or whether you want to conform, I think it all really boils down to choices, and every teenager goes to these choices and where they want their lives to end up.
The idea of these creatures who are so strong and so powerful and yet try so hard to be good when they really don't have to. And I think that appeals to a lot of young people. You can be whatever you want. No matter what stereotype you fit into, you don't have to go by those rules.